78 Denver, take one.
Steve. Walker.
Hey everybody, I am Scott Bolin from Reading Audio at NAB 2013. We're here with a very exciting launch of Audio Limited EN2 wireless range. We've been waiting for this for quite some time now to fully launch, and we're very happy about it. It's a full UHF wireless range with 3 different transmitters, 4 different receivers, and wide bandwidth, wide switching bandwidth. And I'll start over here with their transmitters. So we have the TX-PH, which is a switchable 100 or 50 milliwatt output transmitter. It has a Binder 5-pin. Don't be afraid of a Binder. Sheps uses it. It's a German-made connector, beautiful connector. 5-pin on the input, externally power it. Great camera hops transmitter or typical standard belt pack transmission. Most of the units, besides the Mini, use a blue organic LED display, an OLED as it might be saying. So you might be familiar with this type of mechanism. The ambient locket boxes use the same switch and screen. So the display is controlled by this 3-position navigation wheel, and you just hold it down for a couple seconds. It enters into the menu, and you don't even need instructions for this guy to go through. Changing your frequency, low cuts, the whole 9. Right here we have the Mini TX. The Mini TX might be familiar to some because they've had it in the 2040 range. So they ported it over to here, the same size. It's super, super small, super thin. I think it's probably the thinnest available. It is controlled by a key fob, our infrared, the switch IR. And don't worry, nobody ever seems to ever lose these, so you wouldn't be losing it. You just point it at it. Great for when it's already mounted on talent. You need to make switches. You don't have to go and undo them, so to speak. So that's the Mini TX. What we're just showing for the first time here now is the plug-on transmitter, which is called the PTX. This is hot off the press. It's going to be shipping probably 6 to 8 weeks from now. It too uses the OLED display, and don't worry, it's got a screensaver, so it can shut off for any on-camera stuff. Phantom power, of course, has the proper current allowable for Sheps and Neumann for the real big current hogs. So that's the PTX. And I'll move over to the receivers. All the receivers are, of course, true diversity. So each antenna input structure has its own audio circuit, so the switching is done at the audio level rather than the antenna level. Pretty basic stuff for that. Very important that I show you that we start off here with the DX. So the DX is just a single channel diversity receiver. What's really special about this is that it's so small. There's no compact diversity receiver that is of this size. As you can see, it's very thin. Comes with a belt clip even, because you can use it as an IFB as well. Battery compartment on the bottom. Really compact for that. This has a Binder 7-pin. Unlike the 5-pin, what they do is they add the 7th pin so you can have the headphone out. So you can switch between a little cable adapter. You can have a diversity IFB, which is very nice. The DX2, same thing as that, just a 2-channel version. True diversity, 4 audio circuits, so 2 for each input for the switching. And I might want to mention too that the systems that you're seeing here, depending on what range, in the 500 range of frequencies, they're 30 meg wide. In the 600 range, 612 to 694, they're actually 40 meg. So we got 2 blocks of 40 meg up there. So wide switching bandwidth on there. Moving over to here, we have the 2 slot-in receivers. So obviously, with the success of like the Trew SR, slot receivers are very important. So we have the Panasonic with the 25-pin, of course, and then the Sony, as expected, would have the additional auxiliary output of balanced 2 channels coming out of there. These guys are a little bit different in the frequency range here. These are 60 meg wide in the lower range and 80 in the higher range, in the 600 range. That's pretty wide. Gives you a lot of opportunities. And all the receivers have table scanning. As you can see, we have this going right now. We have spectrum analyzer type display for that, showing you where all the free channels are. And you can select it and save it to your user bank. You get 32 frequencies to save within each table. And it's going to be shipping probably in a couple weeks. Full range in production. These are not prototypes. It's finally here. We're excited. And all the information of every spec and detail is on the audio limited section of our website, reddingaudio.com.